What's up, guys? KAMIKAZE-FOX coming to you. Alright, coming to you from International Racing Series, IRS F1 2020 on the PS4 platform. I'm just trying to get a few things situated here. This is apparently round 6, I believe, here at Monaco for the IRS series. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information for anybody. I'm not sure what tier this is. I don't know what the point standings are. But I do see some familiar faces. So we'll try and run down to the driver lineup here. So let me get a few things set up for everybody and get this ball rolling. And it looks like we've got a Red Bull off. Yellow flag flies to Sector 2. So, 18-minute short qualifying session followed by a 50% race here at the Monaco night race for the International Racing Series. I'm not familiar with a whole lot of these people, but we'll check them out here. Looks like we've got Sandro Martin. We'll call him Marty. Marty with a 108.903 is your provisional pole sitter, followed by McLeod. Joker is going to be running third quickest today. Tough is running in fourth. Cowie, I remember Cowie. He's running in the fifth spot. And it looks like, Julian has just gone to the top of the charts with a 108.652. Morgan is going to be sixth quickest so far. .109.231. Actually, it looks like he just improved his time going fifth quickest, so Cat drops Cowie down to sixth. Messi is, looks like he's in a bit of a mess there going through the chicane. Seventh quickest so far. And then we've got Azkiomi is in ninth quickest so far with a 109.968. Can't be touched, I remember him. 109.839. Then we've got Matthias is 11th quickest with a 109.917. Luis Wassman in the McLaren is 110.047. Epic the Animal, Logan Aron, who just came off of an International Racing League F3 race where he finished second. Looks like he's going into the pits, so good to see him running another league. Then we've got King, who is the 14th quickest so far with a 111.080. Tony is up 15th quickest with a 112.807. This is Sean Larry. I'm going to call him Larry. Runs a bit wide coming out of the corner there. 16th quickest. We've got Leteski, who's yet to set a time, and Salmon Pike. And part of the reason Salmon Pike hasn't set a time is because me and him were trying to figure out how to get the stream to work on the IRS channel, but unfortunately it won't let me live stream to that channel for at least another 48 hours. So next time I do a race for you guys, hopefully it will be on there. So International Racing Series is letting me know that Epic is the league leader and the champion. So he is currently your points leader, currently down in the 14th spot, 14th quickest so far. Oh no, and it looks like Salmon Pike just pulled a Max Verstappen and clipped that inside wall. And then he's going to validate his lap time. So now that we've got our 18 drivers for today situated, we've got 5 minutes left to play in the qualifying session. And currently Julian is your provisional pole sitter, but we've got McLeod out on a out lap. We'll pick up the game as he comes across the line. Can he improve his time? He does improve his time, 109.054, up into the third spot. We'll pick up Matthias as he's running up the hill. And then down into the very tight, very slow, in fact the slowest, tightest corner on the whole F1 calendar. Actually took it pretty well through there. Trying to get the power down, come down through the tunnel. Downhill, out of the tunnel downhill, where we've seen a lot of bad wrecks over the years. Sergio Perez. It looks like he's going to blow that corner there. That's going to invalidate his lap time, so Matthias is no good. Azkiomi is heading into the pits. We'll pick up Can't Be Touched as he heads into the pits as well. And really what we're going to have here is going to be a crapshoot with less than 5 minutes to go, so the Renaults are double boxed as they try to get both cars into the garage. So this is going to be interesting. We've got a lot of guys getting ready to come out on out laps. So things are going to get messy here with the 3 minutes counting down. And Luis Wassman saying, "What's up, man?" It's good to see Luis out on track. So we pick up Morgan on his out lap as he hits the Rascasse and back out onto the front stretch. And things are going to get real busy as far as traffic goes. And obviously a lot of yellow flags are going to be flying. But we are going to ride along with Morgan as he heads up the hill. You see everybody set their times on the soft tires. And now I'm being told by Leteski that the leaders are Leteski and King Q. The Widen International Racing Series tell me Epic is the league champion. I don't know what's going on. I know Leteski's a very fast driver, though. And it looks like Morgan's fastest in Sector 1 so far. Having a hard time getting around these corners. Very wide cars, these F1 cars these days. Obviously, Monaco, a very prestigious race, but the track is just not designed for cars of this stature anymore. Hard on the brakes. Looks like he cut that corner just a little bit. Manages to make it work. He hasn't invalidated his lap time yet. Left-hander swings it wide through the swimming pool section and into the next little chicane here. Cuttenberry goes now down into Rascasse for... Oh, and he locks up that right front, loses a little bit of time through there. Back out on the front stretch. See if Morgan can improve his time as he comes across the line. And he does not. 119, 192, not any better. We've got Julian Owen. Look at all the traffic here. Less than 2 minutes to go. We've got everybody coming out on an out lap. This is going to be messy. And we're going to pick up Epic the Animal. That's Logan Orange, who just came off of a league race for the IRL series. And looks like he might have done a Max Verstappen, clipped that right front wall. Oh, and he's into the back of one of the racing points, slides the car through Rascasse, loses the left front end plate. And he was on a flyer, and he's going to come across the line. He improves his time, but he's not going to have enough time to make up for anything. 109.864, only good enough for 13th. Oh, and he gets in the way of the racing point. That was, I don't know who that was that went by him, but a little bit of retaliation there. So clock winding down. Julian is the driver to beat. Oh, and he dives to the inside, getting around one of the other cars. We've got yellow flags flying in all three sectors. Lots of drivers on a hot lap, trying to pick up all the action. Checkered flags are going to start to fall here in a few seconds. So Julian, your provisional pole sitter with a 108.652, going to see if he can improve upon that time. Runs a little wide out of there through the swimming pool section. He's fastest in Sector 2. Down into Rascasse. Takes it very tight. Great corner as he comes out of there. Time is going to be up. Can he improve his time? He's on a flyer as he comes across the line. 108.411 is the time to beat. Who can do it? Cowie's time is locked in at a 109.339. Martin looks like he is done as he is third quickest with a 108.743. McLeod looks like he is done. He's not going to be able to come across any quicker. Joke of the game comes across. Time locked in at 108.955. We pick up Morgan. He's coming out of Rascasse. And there's one of the Ferraris is doing the Austin Powers. Stuck in between the walls. Morgan's going to come across the line. Can't prove his time. Yes, he can. He's going to retake the fifth spot. Salmon Pike comes across. He goes sixth quickest. Now seventh as Ascomi comes across. And he goes sixth quickest. Matthias is ninth now. We pick up Messi. That is not the Ferrari that was stuck in between the walls. Egan's going to come across the line now. Messi's going to go 10th fastest. And the only other driver on track is King Q, and he is also doing the Austin Powers. Looks like he might be stuck in the tunnel. And that is a hectic qualifying session. With 3 minutes to go, I knew it was going to be bad when all the cars were coming out on hot laps. So here is your starting order. Julian is going to be your provisional pole sitter, followed by McLeod. Sandro Martin, I'm just going to call him Martin. The game is 4th quickest. Morgan is 5th quickest. Ascomi is 6th. Salmon Pike is 7th. Pixel 6, sure. He's going to be 8th quickest. Matthias is 9th. Messi is 10th. Cowie is 11th. Luis Wassman 12th. Tony Stark 13th. Leteski is 14th. Can't Be Touched 15th. Logan Oron drops all the way to 16th spot. Shanari 808. With the 808, going to let that big drop. He's going to be starting in the 17th position. So, International Racing Series Round 6 here in Monaco, and again, I don't know if this is the F1 or F2 tier. I'm getting some mixed information as to who the championship points leaders are, but I'm only here to call the action for now. I won't be able to make all of the races, obviously, for IRS, but we're going to make it today. So we're going to see what happens throughout the course of this race, and if it was anything like qualifying, it looks like it could be very aggravating, a little messy, and a lot of drivers, a lot of good drivers have work cut out for him. Luis Wassman, Epic the Animal, going to be starting deep in the field. So lots of good drivers going to be stuck back, and the session's getting ready to start here. So good to make another race for this league. I haven't been able to really make one this year. Sundays afternoon is kind of a tough time for me to make, but I'm lucky for them. I don't have anything going on today, so we were going to make this work last minute. Unfortunately, I apologize for everyone. I wasn't able to get this streamed onto the actual IRS YouTube channel, but going to run down the running order one more time through the formation lap, and congratulations to Julian on a pole position here at Monaco. And you can see all the top 9 drivers all on these soft tires. Looks like Cowie set his time in qualifying on the mediums. And Shinari all the way in the 17th spot, the only driver on the hards. But Julian going to be starting in the top spot with the pole position. He's going to be followed by McLeod, who was very quick, but couldn't quite close the gap in timing and scoring. Martin is going to be 3rd. The game is going to be starting at 4th. Morgan, who looked pretty promising, going to be 5th quickest. Ascomi is going to be starting in the 6th spot, followed by Salmon Pike, one of the league administrators. So good on Salmon Pike in the Williams. Matthias is going to be in the 8th spot. Messi, and I don't think that's Lionel Messi, starting in 9th, and Cowie is 10th, and he's the only driver in the top 10 to qualify to set his fastest time on the mediums. Luis Wassman's going to have his work cut out for him as he starts at the 11th spot, see if he can work his way through the field, maybe put some points on the board. Tony First is not going to be starting in first. He is actually going to be starting in 12th. Pixel 6 is 13th. Leteski, another one of the league administrators, deep in the field as well. Another good driver starting deep in the field. In the 14th spot, Can't Be Touched is going to be 15th. And Logan Oron, who's had an aggravating day, he dominated the race in International Racing League F3 in the wet at Zandvoort just a little while ago, but because of time penalties, he came across the line first, fell to 3rd. He's starting in the 16th spot today, and he's already had some issues during qualifying and expressed his displeasure with some of the drivers. Shinari is going to be in the 17th spot, and Kinku, who at one point I was told was a points leader, going to be starting all the way in the 18th spot. So 39 laps here in Monaco. It's always a long race. It's going to be very aggravating for a lot of these guys. Now, we saw the pit strategy pop up, and there it is again, from softs to mediums and softs to hards. You're going to do a one-stop strategy. Wait on the 5 red lights to go out. Lights out, time to run what you brung. They're away to puff of smoke, and it's a good start for Julian. And we've got a lot of AI cars, ghost cars. I don't know what the league rules are. And it looks like King Kasicki has joined, but it's too little, too late. The race has already started. And somehow McLeod is, so timing and scoring is going to be a little screwed up. Julian is the leader of this race, followed by McLeod, followed by Marty, and we're all down here. And this is where things are going to get bottlenecked as we get back to the back. We see this is a Very slow parade heading through the hairpin there. I'm going to assume a few of those drivers picked up a little bit of wing damage. Timing and scoring sorts itself out. McLeod trying to close in on Julian, but Julian's going to be off to the races, and Salmon Pike making a move on Messi. Oh, and there's contact there. And through the swimming pool section, very fast part of the track. Salmon Pike does pick up the 7th spot through Razcast. Looks like he might have run a little wide there, maybe brushed the wall. And we've already got Matthias, looks like he's heading into the pits. Actually, that was Cowie. We've got Cowie, Pixel, and Shinari all heading into the pits, probably for wing damage. So we go back to the front a little bit here. We've got Julian out in front. We've got the Red Bull McLeod trying to close in on him. Now Morgan is closed in as we look out the back of Morgan's car to the game. That's the 2 Alfa Romeos there. Not sure if there's going to be any team orders between those two. Bit of a lockup coming down the hill. And drivers getting a little bit spread out at this point. There's a 3-second time penalty for Messi. Time penalties are going to be a huge factor at the end of this race for sure, because it's so easy to pick up time penalties through here. And if anything, Logan, who has worked his way up into the 11th spot, he's learned a couple of times this year in International Racing League that time penalties have been a curse for him. In IRL, he actually won the race in the opening round in Montreal, but had 12 seconds worth of time penalties, fell from 1st to 6th. And just today, as he came across the line 1st in Zandvoort, he had time penalties that dropped him from 1st to 3rd. So 2 wins taken away from Epic the Animal this year in International Racing League F3 Series. We've got cars going side by side in front of him. That is Matthias and Luis Wassman, and side by side's not going to work. They're still side by side. How are you going to make this work, fellas? And Epic trying to figure out a way to get around him. Wassman makes the move on Matthias. As we ride along with Epic the Animal, and he's got nobody behind him. There's a bit of a gap between Epic and Leteski, so Epic going to try and close in. Matthias is going to be next on his hit list. Hard on the brakes. You see everybody locking up coming down that hill. And that, in fact, is one of the closest battles on track right now, is Luis Wassman trying to hold off Matthias, and he got by him now. Kinku's just picked up a 3-second time penalty, and Wassman is closed up on Messi for the 8th spot. As you look at the back of Wassman's car, but if you look at the front, Messi is not that far away, and now the DRS advantage will be enabled. But unfortunately, DRS here doesn't really mean much coming down that front stretch. Cowie picks up a 3-second time penalty as we ride along with Luis Wassman. Meanwhile, Julian is pulled out to a 2-second advantage over McLeod 007 in the Red Bull for the top spot. There's a second gap between McLeod and Martin. Martin over to Morgan is 1.5 seconds, and the game is closing in on Morgan for the 4th spot. But we're watching this battle here. There's a battle for 8th. Closest battle on track right now, except we've got Salmon Pike making a move on Ascomi. As we look out the back, he made the pass through the tunnel, down through the chicane. And a big wiggle there from Salmon Pike through the swimming pool section. And now down into Rascas. So Salmon making that move in the tunnel and pulling out in front of that. Meanwhile, Messi is losing his spot. Oh, and they run wide. And now Epic's going to try and get the 2-for-1 deal. Messi dives into the pit. Epic is up to the 9th spot. And there's contact. Messi, where's Kirku? It's Matthias that was into the wall. Matthias got hit, and a bunch of drivers have dived into the pits. And it looks like Messi is going to try and jump a couple of other drivers here in the pit, so he's going to be able to come out ahead of a couple of these drivers. He switches over to the hard tires, and that was a late decision by Messi to try and make that pit stop, and now he's side by side with his teammate. And that is click 6, and these guys are, again, I don't know if there's any team orders between these two, where they sit in the championship points, but it does look like Messi wants to get by his teammate. And unfortunately, 15th and 16th for Team Ferrari is all too familiar in the real F1 world, especially after today's epic race at Monza. Congratulations to Pierre Gasly on what is truly an epic win. You know, it's one of those things where I really feel like the step back to the AlphaTauri team has really helped Pierre Gasly to refocus and improve his craft. And we've got a yellow flag in Sector 3, and that is going to be Matthias. Looks like he's dived into the pits. And a 3-second time penalty for Kinku. Kinku having an abysmal race down in the 20th spot. And Can't Be Touched has picked up a 3-second time penalty, so only on lap 6 of 39, multiple drivers have multiple time penalties at this point. It's going to be really interesting to see how this is going to shake things up towards the end of this race. Luis Wassman now has closed in onto the back of Ascomi. And in fact, he's all over the back of Ascomi as they head out of Rascasse and onto the front straightaway. And he'll have the DRS slot open on his wings. He's going to try and close this gap a little bit heading down into turn 1. And Messi picked up a 3-second time penalty as he continues the race with his teammate Flick 6. Oh, and Wassman bangs the wall just a little bit. Doesn't really lose any time to Ascomi in front of him. I really don't even know if that's how you pronounce that, but that's what it looks like. Ascomi. Oh, and he's got a run on him through the tunnel, and he makes the pass. Wassman moving into the 7th spot. And now he will set his sights on Salmon Pike. And Wassman is on just under 2 seconds behind Salmon Pike as Pike heads through the swimming pool section into the next chicane, down into Rascasse. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, there's a battle materializing for the 2nd spot here between Marty and McLeod. McLeod has lost touch with Julian. Julian's got a 4+ second lead over this battle here. And you can see Morgan and the game have closed up upon each other as well. So a couple of battles for position. So McLeod has lost touch. And now 2nd and 3rd are battling with each other. 4th and 5th are battling with each other. And the two Alfa Romeos are actually closing in on McLeod and Marty for the 3rd spot. So really a 4-car battle starting to materialize here in Monaco. And here comes Salmon Pike. He's actually going to be a part of this battle here momentarily as well, and he's bringing Luis Wassman with him. So the mid-pack battle is really starting to heat up here. And the question is who's going to be the first to gamble on making a pit stop and trying to do an undercut over some of these other drivers? We see the brakes locking up on a lot of these guys, and it looks like McLeod has dived into the pits. So McLeod's going to be the first one of the leaders to dive into the pits, see if he can work the undercut. Where is he going to pop out at them? McLeod all the way down into the 9th spot. And Epic is going to move up into 7th, and Epic now closing in on Ascomi. This is for the 6th spot. Remember, Epic started all the way back in like the 16th or 17th position, so he's made a lot of headway early on in this race. Easy on the brakes there, fella. You don't want to break the front wing. Cost yourself any more time than you have to. And good to see Epic seems to drive the Haas wherever he goes. He also drives for Haas in the International Racing League. So Good to see the American in the American-made car. He gets a good run coming out of there. It's can't go side by side. It's going to be really tight here. Locks up the brakes. Oh, there's a big moment there for Epic as he lost the back end of the car, saves it. And now Ascomi has lost the position, and a great pass by Epic the Animal. Logan Orand into the 6th spot. Meanwhile, Luis Wassman has worked his way into the 3rd spot. A great opening stint for Wassman. Martin is into 2nd. And these guys have yet to pit. Julian is still leading this race now to the tune of 6.5 seconds. Meanwhile, the game is still holding off his teammate Morgan, as these guys have come in and pitted, and Ascomi has picked up a 3-second time penalty. So the game, Morgan and Salmon Pike all pitted for fresh tires. They'll come out nose to tail with each other. And it looks like Tony just made a pass on the other Williams of Cowie for the 10th spot, so that puts him into the top 10 for points. We've got ourselves a 3-car battle here. That is the game in the 6th spot, followed by his teammate Morgan, who is being followed by Salmon Pike. Now Julian is making his pit stop. Julian has come in and out. He's currently in the 4th spot, and he is off to the races. Kinku picks up a 3-second time penalty. He has not been able to make much headway today as he started in the last spot. He's only been able to work his way up into 15th. So that hands the lead over to Martin, who is being pursued by Luis Wassman. Wassman's going to be able to run a little bit longer on those medium tires, running in the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, this battle back here, Salmon Pike trying to get to the inside of Morgan. He gives him a little bit of a touch. Swings the back end around, gets the power back down. Very tight spot to try and make that move. Now that gave the game a little bit of breathing room as he was able to separate from his teammate there. But Morgan's still under pressure from Salmon Pike. Pike, big wiggle as he heads through the swimming pool section. And now Martin has pitted from the top spot, and that's going to hand the lead over to Luis Wassman and Epic the Animal, running 1st and 2nd on those medium tires, working their way up through the field. Martin is going to be coming out in the 8th spot, it looks like. So we continue to ride along. Salmon Pike all over the back of Morgan. Ooh, hard on the brakes, very close to rear-ending him. Now he's going to take a little bit of a wider line. 3-second time penalty for Leteski, and it looks like Shinari has just retired from the session. We're going to yellow flag sector 3. Looks like that was probably coming out of Rascas. Epic the Animal just picked up a 3-second time penalty. And now Morgan and Salmon Pike have caught back up to the game. Through the swimming pool section, through the next chicane, down into Rascas now. Yellow flag is clear. You see the Alfa Romeos lock up that right front as they head into there. Pike's going to use that DRS. But now Morgan's close enough to use the DRS as well. Matthias picks up a 3-second time penalty. And all this is happening, I just want to let everybody know, we're only on lap 13 of this ridiculous race. And Pike to the inside, he's going to try and make the move. He brushes him, they touch. They're into the wall, they make contact. That was a very aggressive move by Salmon Pike, but you got to do that in order to get it done here at Monaco. And now it looks like Marty is pulled up behind Morgan now. And guys, if I'm saying your name wrong, don't worry about it. You know who you are. Meanwhile, Julian has closed in on Owen Letesky's retired from the session. That's going to be a virtual safety car, and I just missed Martin trying to make a move on Morgan. Was worried about Julian closing in on Epic the Animal. And Epic is going to dive into the pits onto the virtual safety car. And that's going to give a little bit more breathing room for Luis Wassman. Click 6 has just picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. And that quickly, we are back to green flag racing. So we started with 18 cars. We're now down to 16 as we've lost Sean Larry and Letesky. Letesky is done. Unfortunately, he's the one that brought out the virtual safety car. Letesky is going to leave the session. And Messi has just left the session as well. Messi looks like he might be retiring into the pits. So he will be done as well. Meanwhile, Epic the Animal has come back out of the pits. He's in the 7th spot. He's got Tony breathing down his neck now. Meanwhile, Simon Pike has managed to close the gap down to the game. So Salmon is really on the move today. This guy's been very aggressive, which, like as we said, you got to be aggressive around here in order to make the moves. I mean, it's such a tight track to begin with. The cars are twice as wide as they were when they started running on this track. And we've got another yellow flag, Sector 2. That might be Kinku. It looks like he's had an issue at the swimming pool section. Actually, not even the swimming pool section. Coming out of the tunnel and down the hill. He's just now heading into the swimming pool section. Meanwhile, Salmon Pike is side by side through the hairpin, trying to make that move on the game. The game's having none of it, pushes back, and here comes the Marty in the racing point, and now he's side by side with Salmon Pike, and they're rubbing wheels, wheel to wheel, as they head down the hill out of the tunnel. And amazingly, they both make the corner. Martin all over the back of Salmon Pike's car as they head through the swimming pool section. And another lockup from the game as they head into that Rascass hairpin. Can't be touched, making the move on Morgan. Morgan struggling now as he has fallen back. He come out of the pits, and he's lost a couple of spots down to Morgan and Matthias. Matthias up to 10th now. Morgan outside of the points. Salmon Pike still trying to find a way around the game. And as these two battle it out, looks like Martin is trying to capitalize on whatever mistake they might make. And again, Salmon Pike to the inside. And Morgan has retired from the session. Looks like that was at Rascass. So Morgan's race has fallen apart for him. And he is done. Salmon Pike does make the move, and again, very aggressively through the hairpin. And another DNF, so now we're down to 15 cars remaining in this race. And the game is under attack from Martin. McLeod picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's currently running in the 3rd spot. Been an incredibly hectic race for some of these drivers. Luis Wassman is still your leader. He's out in front to the tune of 5.7 seconds. He's yet to pit. He's got 16 lap old medium tires. Going to try and run them very, very long here. Meanwhile, we've got Matthias is closed up on Can't Be Touched. This is the battle for ninth. Cowie picks up another 3-second time penalty. So Matthias is working on Can't Be Touched. This is actually your closest battle on track with the exception of Martin still trying to find a way around the game. And Epic is now up into 7th as he came out a couple of laps ago. Salmon Pike was able to get around the game for the 4th spot, and he's been able to separate himself from that. Now that's virtually going to move him into the 3rd spot because, again, Luis Wassman, who is your leader, has yet to pit. Martin trying to work a way around the game. He's got a good run coming out of the tunnel. Let me see how much they're locking up heading down that hill. Just black streaks heading down the hill into that chicane there. Now through the swimming pool section. And again, lockup after lockup on these hard tires for the game. DRS slide over to the inside. He makes contact with him. He's going to push him into the wall. Big time. And that was really unfortunate for the game, and I'm sure that will probably be looked at the end of this race, but I can tell you the game is not going to be happy with that. He just needs to regain his composure, get the car back around to the pits, get another front wing on there, and continue on. What has happened has happened. You got to keep your head down and keep on going. You're still in the points. And that's probably not the last incident of this race. We've already lost 3 cars, working lap 19 of 39. We've got 21 laps to go in this race. Anything could happen. Meanwhile, Salmon Pike is now caught up to the backside of McLeod for the 3rd spot. To the inside goes Salmon Pike, down into turn 1. And he's going to outbrake him, and he takes over the 3rd spot. Great move by Salmon Pike, getting it done. Moves him into 3rd. Meanwhile, you've got Matthias still working on Can't Be Touched. Matthias, woo, I think he's looking to touch you. Not close enough to make a move. He's going to get a good run out of turn 1 and up the hill. 3-second time penalty for Julian. I think that's the first one I've seen him make today. Woo! I don't know if he was trying to make a move or get around that that entry road there to the track. Can't Be Touched. Touched the wall a little bit. This is your closest battle on track, and as these two have been battling it out, Ascomi is now within breathing distance to make this a 3-car battle. It Can't Be Touched. Picks up a 3-second time penalty there at that chicane. Runs a little wide. Raskas, good entry for Matthias. Matthias got to get the power down. He loses a little bit coming out of the last corner and onto the front straightaway. Comey is now a part of this. Is a 3-car battle. This is 8th, 9th, and 10th. They've got a yellow flag, sector 3, and it looks like that's click 6. Click 6 from the 13th spot. Another DNF as these 3 cars are racing with each other, and unfortunately Matthias finds himself the meat in the middle of a Renault sandwich. Click 6 has left the session. We started with 18. We're now down to 14 remaining. Big move here. Oh, he touches! He touched the wall! They're going to blow the corner, and he gets hit from behind as Comey goes by. It goes the game. Matthias getting touched by can't be touched. The game finds himself with a fresh set of shoes and a new wing. Works his way back into the points already. He's got 2 Renaults in front of him that he wants to desperately get around. Meanwhile, Julian has just gotten around Luis Wassman for the top spot. Wassman, again, has yet to pit on 21-lap-old medium tires, running these deep into a stint. He can't have much life left in these tires. I guess he's going to try and run deep on the medium, switch over to softs towards the end of this race. So good on Julian to get back to the top spot, but good on Wassman running so long on medium tires and working his way through the field and getting into the podium position. We've still got this 3-car battle going on here. And now Asconi is looking to make a move on his teammate. He's going to be feeling the pressure from the game, and again, the game's on a fresh set of shoes. So we got 2 laps on those medium tires. He's going to be able to run them to the end. They're going to be pretty fresh in comparison to some of these other tires. We look at the back of Ascomi's Renault to the hard-charging game. The DRS slot open on both of those cars. And a race up the hill. This is going to be very tight heading through here. This is some great driving by these guys, but now you're heading down into a hairpin. A lot of shuffling and moving around going on there. Anybody going to try and make a move at the hairpin? No one does. And another yellow flag, sector 3. That may be messy, and it is, coming out of Raskasser onto the front stretch. He's very slow heading through there. Meanwhile, we've got a battle here. This is Martin and McLeod. Battle for the 4th spot. So you got a battle going on here, and then you still have this 3-car battle going on back here. The game trying to close it on the 2 Renaults. The Renaults almost make contact with each other. That's going to be locked up that right front big time. That's going to be looking to the outside. Going to try a crossover move as he heads into turn 1 up the hill. Not close enough to make anything happen. All over the gearbox of can't be touched. We got a yellow flag sector 2 now. Looks like that was somebody coming out of the tunnel, missed the chicane. Oh, and look at the game trying to get to the inside. And Messi is now falling down to the 13th spot. The game not close enough to make a move this time by, and I don't think Ascomi's not going to be able to make one either going in on the hairpin there. Now they're side by side. Oh no, that's Ascomi. They make contact. And the game gets around him. Looks like there was some contact with the wall. It looks like Ascomi's lost the left front end plate of his wing. That is going to hinder him badly. Does he head into the pits? He is going to head into the pits for a fresh wing and a new set of shoes. Meanwhile, Martin has pitted and come out in the 7th spot on soft tires. Wonder if he's going to try and run them all the way to the end. And Can't Be Touched is away. It was Can't Be Touched that hit the wall, not Ascomi. Ascomi still got the game breathing down his neck. So the battle for 8th continues. And that Ferrari there, that Ferrari is messy. That is inconsequential to the battle for this position here. Riding along with the game as he's trying to close it and find a way around Ascomi on this very tight street course here. See the back end kick out on Ascomi's car. We're going to hop on board with him as we look out the front. DRS slot open. Down into turn 1, and he's going to try and get a run up the hill. And you can see Ascomi's got those 14 lap old mediums, and it looks like they're starting to give up a little bit as the back end of the car is starting to twitch around just a little bit as he tries to get that power back down. Hardly any place to pass here, but it looks like the game is looking to try and make one work. And a big lockup on the right front from Ascomi as they head down into this hairpin now. Lock up on the left front. A little bit of a bump and run there, trying to give a little NASCAR nudge in the hairpin. Out of the tunnel, down the hill, into the chicane. And again, a big lockup on that left front. And Salmon Pike now. We're going to take a look here back at the battle for the front. This is Salmon Pike and Luis Wassman. Now, that's a lap car in the way there. That's a ghost car. We don't have to worry about that. But this is side-by-side action between Luis Wassman and Salmon Pike. This is the battle for the second spot. Now, remember, Luis Wassman has yet to pit. He's got 26 lap-old medium tires. He's going to run them very deep into this stint, try and switch over to the softs. Meanwhile, it looks like the game's making the move, and he made the move heading into turn 1 over Ascomi. And up the hill, that was for 8th spot. Meanwhile, Salmon Pike still trying to find a way, and Wassman is finally going to pit from the 2nd spot. Here comes the McLaren team as it comes out. And an amazing run from Luis Wassman. That car is very clean. You didn't have to switch out the front wing or anything like that. So we've got Julian is now your leader to the tune of 7.6 seconds over Salmon Pike. McLeod running in the 3rd spot. Luis Wassman comes out of the pits in the 4th position. And he is almost 4 seconds ahead of Epic the Animal, Logan Oron, the American in the Haas, in the 5th spot. Tony running in the AlphaTauri is in 6th spot, but he has got Martin starting to breathe down his neck for the 6th position. The game finally gets around Ascomi for the 8th spot, and Cowie finds himself 10th. After all that, those are your top 10 points paying positions. Closest battle on track is between Tony first here in the 6th spot, followed by Martin in the Racing Point. This is the battle for 6th. 10 laps to go in this race, the night race in Monaco. They head through the tunnel. Now the question is going to be with Luis Wassman, since he ran those medium tires so long into the first stint, he's going to run these softs all the way to the end. Can he make up any time and get back to the podium spot? He is 7.5 seconds behind McLeod for 3rd spot. Can he close in that gap in the closing lap? And we've got a yellow flag, sector 3. Looks like that might be Kinku at Razcast, and he's lost his front wing heading back out on the front stretch. And there's going to be a virtual safety car. And Kinku is lost his front wing, and he has retired from the session. Looks like he's a bit of frustration there, and we're going to call that a good old-fashioned bona fide rage quit for Kinku. And that will move Messi up into the 13th spot, who his race has not gone the way that he wanted it to. So under the virtual safety car, we're got a yellow flag sector 1. And that is, I believe, still for Kinku's car, even though we're under the virtual safety car. It looks like that is gone now, so we're back to green flag racing. And Ascomi went into the pits just as the safety car, or the virtual safety car, was beginning. He's lost out a couple of spots. Cowie picks up 9th. Matthias has now moved into 10th. Can't be touched. Is into 11th. And Ascomi comes out with 9 laps remaining in this race in the 12th spot with a fresh set of soft tires. Meanwhile, Julian is still the leader of this race to the tune of 7.3 seconds over Salmon Pike and the Williams. McLeod is 10.5 seconds back from that. Luis Wassman, who we talked about, he's closing in that gap. He's closed up a second to McLeod now. He's only 6.5 seconds behind. Epic the Animal running in the 5th spot. Tony First is running in the 6th position. Martin still trying to see if he can find a way around him. Now, he lost a little bit of time under the virtual safety car. He's 1.3 seconds off. But there is a battle here for the 9th spot. This is Matthias once again finding himself in a battle. And this one's going to be with Cowie for the 9th position. Matthias has had a very up and down day in a Mercedes-AMG Petronas machine. Try and get that power down. He's got the DRS slot open and maybe make a move heading into turn 1. Closes up against him very, very close there. Up the hill, through the sweeping left-hander. Cowie loses a little bit of ground there. Matthias going to try and get the power down. Can he make a move to the inside over the hump? Ooh, a little bit of a lockup there on the right front. Very slow through here. Obviously the slowest corner of the whole F1 calendar. And Matthias gets a good run coming out of that corner down through the tunnel. Can he make a move to the downhill? Cowie's going to take the defensive line. He's going to try and make Matthias go the long way around. Matthias trying to try the crossover move. Can't make the power get down. He can't make it stick. Through the swimming pool section now, into the next chicane. Oh, and Cowie hits the wall. Looks like it broke part of his right front wing through Razcast. And if that's a loss of downforce, we're going to check the front of Cowie's car. And Cowie's got no end plates on his car. Total loss of downforce. Matthias going to try and go around the outside. He bangs the wall as they head up the hill. And these two are battling it out. And there are also going to be lap cars involved here. Matthias still trying to work his way around. And that is Salmon Pike, who's running in the 2nd spot. Now, the lap cars are going to be ghost cars, so Salmon Pike can work his way through them. He's going to work his way through the Williams there. And that, I think, is throwing off Cowie and Matthias a little bit. So what you're seeing here is Salmon Pike. And really, Salmon Pike, his teammate, should let him go. So the actual, oh, we've got a yellow flag, Sector 1. Who is that? Looks like that's one of the Red Bulls. Is that Tony? Is that Tony? It's Tony. He's going around into the AlphaTauri. And Tony with a bit of an issue there. We're going to head back to this battle here. This is 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. That is Cowie in the Williams there. He's got no end plates, complete loss of front downforce on that. Matthias still trying to find a way around him. And as these two have been battling it out, it has let the two Renaults of Can't Be Touched and Ascomi catch up to them. We've got a 4-car battle, 2 points-paying positions up for grab. Meanwhile, back towards the front, we haven't talked about it, but we've got the game has closed in on Martin. This is for the 6th spot. He's got a good run coming out of the last corner. He's got the DRS slot open. Doesn't try to make the move. He's going to run up the hill. And Matthias picks up a 3-second time penalty as he's trying to make the pass. And he finally gets past Cowie. Yellow flag, Sector 2 and 3. Cowie picks up a 3-second time penalty. And again, Cowie's got a lot of front wing damage. While all this has been happening, Luis Wassman on the softs has caught the back end of McLeod for the last podium position. Luis Wassman heading down the front straightaway. He's got the DRS slot open. McLeod had a great qualifying effort, started second on the grid. He's been running in the top 3 all day. Wassman to the inside. He's going to try to make the pass. Be gentle, fellas. Wheel to wheel, side by side. And McLeod is going to let him by. Wassman's going to make the move, and he moves into the 3rd spot. Luis Wassman getting the job done. And Wassman now able to start pulling away at a yellow flag sector 2 and 3. We're going to pick up this battle for 6 here. This is Martin still trying to hold off the game. Four laps to go in what has been an incredible race. The game still trying to find a way around Martin. For the 6th position, they run down the hill, and look at the black streaks from guys locking up that left front wheel, heading downhill into that chicane. Martin all over the gearbox as they head through the swimming pool section now. Down into the 2nd chicane. Takes a little bit wider line through Razzcash, trying to get that power down a little sooner. Got the DRS slot open. You can hear him dragging the wheels, traction control, trying to make them tires grip. And a good run coming out of turn 1 in the game. Looking to make a move over here at the top of the hill. This is where we saw Luis Wassman make the move on McLeod for the 3rd spot. The game's not close enough. And while this is all going on, we've got Tony first all over the gearbox of Cowie. We've still got this. It's now a 3-car battle. This is 9th, 10th, and 11th. And side by side as they try to head up the hill. And Cowie loses the position out to Tony first, and now Cowie's going to come under threat. He's in 10th. That's the last points-paying position. He's got no end plates on that front wing. He's struggling with front-end grip. The front tires are probably overheated at this point. He's going to be losing grip with the tires, losing grip with the lack of downforce. Meanwhile, the game still trying to find a way around Martin as they head down the front straightaway again to the outside now. Crossover move as they head up the hill. Yellow flag sector 2, and it looks like that might have been Cowie. So Cowie's lost another spot. He's fallen back to 11th. Askelny is in the 12th now. The game, meanwhile, I think the game is playing a game here with Martin. He's keeping pace with him. He's had a couple of opportunities to take a rather aggressive stab at getting around Martin, but hasn't done it yet. And with only a couple of laps to go, he might be saving a move for the last lap. He knows even if he gets by Martin, he's not going to be able to make up the 27-second gap to Epic the Animal. So the game's only got one position that he can really garner out of this, and if he's going to do something ballsy with a type of dive bomb move, he's going to save it for the last lap, where if he ruins his front wing, it won't ruin his race. He should still be able to get the position. And again, a good run coming out of turn 1. Gets a good run heading up the hill. Martin taking a defensive line. Yellow flag sector 2, and that's Cowie. Cowie's going to be done for the day. Looks like he might have lost it coming out of the tunnel and down the hill at the chicane. Yellow flag sector 2 and 3. Now that's at Razzcast. A couple of cars there heading out onto the front straightaway. Ooh, and the game trying to make a move. He's to the inside, but he's going to back out. And that's one of those times where he can make an aggressive move to make that work, but at the expense of possible damage to the front wing. Coming out of Razzcast, the penultimate lap. These guys are going to come around now. Final lap. We are going to stick with this battle here for the battle for 6th. Julian is your leader on the final lap here. Well, 2 laps to go, I should say. No, it is now lap 39. Timing and scoring is getting me all jacked up. Julian's your leader to the 2 to 15 seconds. He's out in front of Sam and Pike. Pike's got a 12-second gap over Luis Wassman. Those are your top 3. We're going to stick with this battle here, see what kind of move the game's planning on making. He also may know that Martin's got some time penalties that'll be added on at the end of this race. And time penalties are going to be huge at the end of this because some of these cars are running relatively close together. Lock up in the left front there as we ride along with the game, trying to make a move. Looks like he just brushed the wall there. Cowie's officially left the session. Through the swimming pool session, Martin's got a good gap as they head into Razzcast. Oh, but Martin has hit the wall. Hard on the brakes. Final lap now for Martin in the game. Again, going to try and make a move, but when and where does he do it? Julian has just come across the finish line to finish this race. He is your winner, unofficially as of right now. Matthias comes across. He's 8th as of right this second. Big movement there from Martin. Almost lost the car under braking. Martin on 14 lapped old softs, and they are starting to give up here. We see the cars are starting to come across the line. Luis Wassman credited with 3rd. Epic the Animal is 4th because of timing penalties. He moves above McLeod. The battle for 6 isn't completely done yet. Martin going to try and hang on to it. He's going to cross the line 6th. Time penalty is going to be an issue or no? We'll find out when we get the unofficial results. It looks like the game couldn't make it work. It looks like he's going to be credited with 7th. Driver of the day, Epic the Animal, started deep in the field. My man Logan, the American, working his way deep into the field, up into the 4th spot. Logan doing double duty just like me. He was participated in the IRL F3 race. Had a podium there. He comes to Monaco for IRS. Finishes 4th. And there is Julian, your winner. Now, commanding win from Julian. Started on pole, led pretty much the whole race except for the time when he started the pit sequence, and Luis Wassman led for a number of laps as he stayed out on a very long opening stint. Luis Wassman coming across 3rd. So here are the unofficial results for today's race. Julian with the win. Salmon Pike is credited with 2nd. Luis Wassman is 3rd. Logan Aronde is 4th. McLeod 5th. Joke the Game is 6th. Martin is 7th. Matthias is 8th. Tony with 9th. Can't Be Touched is 10th. Those are your top 10 points paying positions. Ascomi 11th. Messi is 12th. Cowie 13th. And then 14th through 18th are all DNFs. That was Kinku, Plick 6, Morgan Leteski, and Sean Larry. Whatever. Larry. Should we call him Larry? So, unbelievable race here at the International Racing Series. The Monaco night race. So what a round. I wish I had more information as to how that's going to shake things up in the point standings, but a great win today by Julian. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you want. Hopefully next time I do this, we'll have things straightened out for the International Racing Series YouTube channel. We'll actually be able to stream it there, but be sure you go check that out for all their previous races. Like, subscribe, and comment to them. And unbelievable race today. Congratulations to all the drivers that finished, especially Luis Wassman. Good to see him on the podium. It's been calling Luis Wassman's name for a number of years now, so good to see him on the podium here at IRS. And guys, we'll do it all again soon. We will see everybody at the next round.